Today I decided to do a get ready with me. I haven't done one in a long time, and this is going to be my everyday look. Still a lot of makeup. I love my makeup, but it's an everyday look that I do probably 9 times out of 10. So let's get started. So I have already washed my face. I put all my skincare on. And one tip I want to start off with, which can revolutionize your look, is make sure that your skincare has dried down. Okay, that means that it has dried into your skin. If it hasn't, your foundation and your makeup's going to get creases, going to look cakey. So it's very important that all your skincare has dried down. Now, honestly, I have just woken up maybe 45 minutes ago. I took my shower. I put my skincare on. It's only been like 5 minutes and mine has already dried down. If yours has not dried down, then it could be that you are applying your skincare in the wrong order. I'll put my skincare video on. Look for it. There's one that I do for my morning skincare, and it is quite a few products, but it has all died down. You have to put it in the right order and you have to use the right products. If you're finding that your skincare is not going into your skin, then please message me and I will try to help you out. A lot of people ask me, what's the difference between a daytime product and a nighttime product? Besides sometimes SPF, the main thing is that the nighttime products are richer because you're not going to be putting on makeup. You're just going to be sleeping. Your body's resting. It can absorb all that goodness. But in the morning, we don't have all that time. We're probably going to wear makeup. Even if you don't wear makeup, you don't want to walk around with your face all shiny and, So you want to make sure you're using the correct skincare products. My name is Tammy. I am a makeup lover. I'm always researching things, trying new ways. I've been an Avon rep for over 23 years, but I try to keep it real here. I don't use all Avon products because some of them don't work for me, but I try to tell you the truth. I do love Avon, very affordable products. I will put all the links in the description, but I try to keep it real here, okay? Your first step after your skincare has dried down, you want to use a primer. Now, even if you don't wear foundation, I do suggest you use a primer because a primer is going to help blur your pores, blur your fine lines. It's going to get your skin looking perfect, okay? So I do recommend a primer, and Avon actually has 2 good primers. So I alternate between the FMG Cashmere primer, and then I also use it's from Avon. It's called the Match Prime. Okay, so what I do is I look at my skin in the morning. I see what it needs. This one is going to give you a little bit more hydration, and it has some skincare ingredients, and it's going to give you a more dewy look. This one is going to give you a more matte look. So I do alternate between them and what I do, but in the summer I use this one more because it's matte. And so in the summer, I live in California, it's really hot, you get really shiny, you're going to want something more like the Match Prime. Okay, so in the morning I look at my skin, see what I want, and I think today I'm going to use the FMG Cashmere. So when you have a product, I do recommend that you read the directions because some products maybe need to be warmed up a little bit before they apply it, and this one actually says to warm it up between your fingers. So sometimes people are like, if you're in a hurry, go for it. But to get the most out of it, you want to do what the directions say. So I just did a little pump, and I just apply it mainly to my T-zones because that's what has the most pores. And I just kind of press it in. And because this is my everyday look, I just kind of put some on my eyelids. Okay. Especially if you're older, you want to prime your eyelids. So I'm in a hurry. I just do that. Okay. Now I do reach for an under eye primer. This is the FMG Cashmere under eye primer from Avon. It's a good one. It will help blur your wrinkles, which if you're older, you probably need it. So if you're younger, you can get away without it under eye primer, but if you're older, you probably need this. And you just need a little dab. See that? That's it. Don't put too much on because, again, you want this to dry down also. So I just apply it to my under eyes. Okay? That's what I do. All right. Now, another tip. If you are not nearsighted, like I am not, I will probably be putting on glasses at some point in this video, you need a magnifying mirror. So if you see me looking off, it's because I'm using my magnifying mirror, okay? There are different strengths of magnifying mirrors. You got to find the one that works for you, because it does make a difference. If you see, this actually had a back regular mirror, but it broke on a trip. But this is the perfect magnification for me, so I still use it. I don't get a new one because I haven't found the perfect one. Now I do have a stronger one when I'm doing my eyebrows and stuff. That's a stronger one, but that does not work to do my makeup. So find the white one that works for you, but if you see me looking off, that's what I'm doing. I'm looking in my mirror. So this is dried down, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply my my foundation. And this is the FMG Cashmere foundation. And it's great because you don't have to find, and this is pretty true in a lot of, or most foundations, you don't have to find anymore the perfect color for you, okay? I can actually use like about 3 colors in this line because nowadays they have a technology, and I don't know how they do it, but you put it on and it just kind of matches your skin. Now, if it's obviously not your color, then it's probably not going to, but you just have to get close. You don't have to get matchy-matchy anymore. I know that was such a thing. You're like mixing foundation colors, trying to get that perfect color, but you really don't have to anymore. And you especially don't have to in this FMG Cashmere collection. Yay! Another beauty tip I want to give you is to drink water. I, every morning, get a thing of water, and I try to drink the whole thing while I'm doing my makeup before I reach for my coffee. You need water. If your skin is dehydrated, it's actually going to shrink up. You're going to get wrinklier and saggier. So you do need water for your skin, and of course you need water for your body. So, and they say if you drink water first, that kind of gets your energy going before you reach for the caffeine. So the caffeine is going to kind of give you an extra boost. So that's what I do. Okay, and if you don't like water, put a lemon in it or something, you know, but you do need that water. All right, so back to my FMG concealer. So what I do is, now, it does have a wand, and you can actually, like, put it all over your face. But what I like to do is I put it on my hand. Now, that way it warms up a little bit. Now, you don't want to keep your makeup in a warm place, okay? That does break it down and things like that. But you do want to warm it up a little bit on your hand because that gives like a smoother finish. So the way I like to do it is I take my kabuki brush and I try to get it evenly all over the kabuki brush. Now I have tried to just put a big glop on what I think I will need for my whole face and do this, and it gets so messy. So I will do this maybe like 2 or 3 times. So I got some evenly on my brush because you want an even application. Now, if you've heard me talk, you know I got these spots right here. I always want to cover up. They're not sunspots. They are a condition I have. My dermatologist says, I don't know. So they won't go away. They do fade a little bit, but okay, so I just kind of buff it into my face. That's what I kind of do. Okay. So this is one application. I do like a full coverage if you've heard me talk. If you don't like a full coverage, then don't put as much on. Now this is buildable. Okay. This particular foundation is buildable, which means the more you put on, the more it's going to cover. Some people think they can get a lightweight foundation and just put more on and it will cover, and it doesn't work like that. It just looks cakier. So if you want a full coverage like me, you're gonna want a buildable foundation. So look for that. So, okay, so I'm resorting to my mirror. You want to buff it into the skin. You don't want your foundation to just sit on top of your skin because that's going to come off. You want to buff it into your skin. Okay, so that's about all I'm going to get from that. So I'm putting more on again. All right. And then I'm going to buff it into my brush. And then I apply it. Okay. And I do want to preface this that usually this only takes me about 10 minutes. Okay. But I'm talking to you, I'm explaining things to you, and it will take longer than 10 minutes. Okay. But this is my fast morning routine, believe it or not. Okay. Now I'm going in for a third. You're like, man, you put so much on, Tammy. This is what I like. Everybody likes something different, you know? Like they say, there's no rules in makeup. There's just suggestions. Okay. Now I do have spots on my nose. So I do like to cover that up, full coverage. And you want to bring it onto your neck. Okay. Because you don't want, you have all this on here and then it just kind of totally different color. Okay. All right. So that's pretty good. All right. Okay. All right. Now I do have dark circles. No! Okay. So what I do is I want to cover them. So this one is actually very inexpensive. This is from LA Colors. I couldn't find my Avon color corrector, so I just, in a store, it was very inexpensive, so I just bought it. And, you know, really doesn't matter. So if you have black circles, dark circles, you're going to want to opt for an orange, okay? So since I am of an older age, I want to put the least amount possible under my eyes, which is hard when you have dark circles. What are you going to do? So what I do is I take it and I will just put it kind of right on the dark circles and a little bit under. Okay, because I do have a little bit of hollowness. Okay, so see what I did? All right. Now, I want this to get a little bit tacky so it will stay on a little bit, not move so much. So, in between times, I take my setting powder. This is Avon setting powder. And I am almost at the end, so I'm sorry for the tapping. So, I have some in there. So, I have this brush. I love this brush for my powder. I am going to put it in there. And I tap it around a little bit. Now, you're not going to go right in your face because you're going to get a big glop. What I do is I will tap it on here and then just kind of go like this to kind of get it all around because there's no real powder on the top there. I'm just kind of spreading it around. Okay. Now, if you do your brows with a pencil or a powder or something, this is another tip. You want to put some powder, a little bit on your brows so that the liner or powder, whatever you're using, will stay on better. Okay, so I just put a little bit in there because they're a little bit, I don't know, greasy from my eye creams and stuff. Okay, so you just put a little powder. That's it. All right. So then I go back to my under eye. I try to keep going because, you know, this really does take me 10 minutes. Okay. So I go back to the under eye and I'm just going to kind of pat it into my skin on the under eye blackness. Okay. I'm just patting it in. Okay. All right. If you still see darkness, you need to put more on. Okay, but hopefully it's strong enough, it has enough coverage, we've waited for the tackiness, it should cover your dark circles. But I do want that to dry down a little bit. So I'm going back to my brows. Hopefully this isn't too confusing for you. You're going to take your spoolie and you're going to comb through your brows. Okay, you're going to comb through your brows just to kind of get them where you want them to go. Where you want them to go. Okay, that's it. Now, I do have a brow video on how I do my brows. So watch that if you want full explanation. Okay, comment below if you try to organize your makeup, but you still cannot find whatever you're looking for. This happens to me every day. Give me some tips in the comments if you have any tips to help me organize my makeup. All right, so what I do with my brows, this is actually from NYX. Very inexpensive, and it's not from Avon because we do have brow pencils, but well, they're glimmer sticks. But what I like about this is it has a tip, okay, that can kind of help me draw better and get better on, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my brows on. So I make a line in front where they should go. They should line up with your eyes. And then the thing is, you're supposed to have lighter brows now. That's kind of the trend. I still like these brows, so this is what I do. So I'm drawing how they should be. But I draw each one on. And someone told me, and I try to keep this in mind, brows are sisters, not twins. So they do not have to look perfectly even. Okay, so I try to keep that in mind. All right, so I've drawn them on. Remember that the front should be like this. Then you got the arch, and then the tip is to the end. And again, if you want a full explanation, look for my eyebrow video. Okay. So I drew them on. All right, back to the under eye. So it's dry. It's dry by now. So I kind of pat it around in case anything's gotten in my wrinkles. Okay. Then I use Avon's cream concealer. Okay, you see how thick that is? That's coverage. I like full coverage, I'm telling you guys. All right, so what I do, I put it on the back of my hand to warm it up because this is a thick consistency. You want it to warm up so it goes on a little bit smoother. Okay? All right. So it's warmed up a little bit. I'm taking it off my hand, putting it on my finger. You're supposed to use your fourth finger, but I never do. And I'm just patting on. Okay? Now this is full coverage, so you don't need a lot. If you go lighter coverage and you keep trying to cover up, then you're going to have so much product. And if you're older, it just does not work. You're going to show all your wrinkles. Okay? So that's what I have going on. Now, what I'm going to do, remember I have this setting powder here. I go in with my sponge. And I love these sponge because they have the tip. Now I go in with my powder, okay? Now that's a lot of powder, right? So I'm going to go to the back of my hand and kind of press it into the sponge so that's not too much. Okay, see how much is getting off my hand? If you had gone right in, you would have all that on your face. All right, so I go in. I know I don't have any in the creases. If you have it in the creases, you want to get the makeup out of the creases because if you set it with your makeup in the creases, you're going to have creases. All right, so I go like this. I make this funny face to get rid of my creases. Okay, now I'm going to put a little bit more on my hand. Now I do have this crease on my forehead. Now this one you do want to make sure, because it is kind of a deep crease. You don't want makeup in there. And then I set this. If I set the crease, then during the day, makeup's not going to go in there and make an even bigger crease, right? All right, so then I need more powder. More powder. Okay. Put it on my hand. Okay, I set these creases. I'll go in on my nose. Now, if you watched my video on cloud skin, that's kind of the latest trend, and that's what I've been doing even before it was a trend. So I am a trendsetter. Okay, now this is a clean brush, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to get any excess powder off. Okay. Excess powder is gone. All right. Now, another sip of water. I tell you, you need to be hydrated. So I go back in with my NYX eyebrow pencil, and on the front, I'm just going to kind of go lightly, because you do not want it too heavy in the front, because that looks really odd and really fake. Okay. All right. So I'm just coloring in, and again, really, this takes me 10 minutes. Really, I'm telling the truth. It takes me like 10 minutes to do all this. All right, I have it down to a science. Okay, so this is what I have going on right now. So I filled in my brows. Now, to make it a softer look, what you're going to do is you're going to go in with a spoolie, and you're just going to kind of go over your brows to soften the look. I make sure to go over the front and the tops and the tail to kind of make it a softer look. Okay. All right, so I'm just doing both brows. Make sure to go over the front, so the front's softer. You don't want like a harsh line. Even though I drew a line, you don't want a harsh line. Okay, so I kind of soften it. All right, so that's what I got going on. Then what I do is my secret product. Okay, this is from Revlon. It's brow ink. Now, you're not tattooing your brows, but this does stain your skin. So my dog got it. I was so mad. She loves makeup, and oh, so mad. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over and fill in where I know during the day, I don't know, it comes off. I touch my brows. I have a hole in my brow now. So I'm just going to go, because I know kind of in the middle. All right, do my tail. Okay. All right, so that's what I do. Now you do want this to set just for a few minutes, so it has time to stain your skin. Now this does come off. Like, it comes off very easy. I have no problems with it coming off every day. So you don't have to worry about that. But I love this from Revlon Brow Ink. When I found this, I was like, oh, this is amazing. Okay, so that does need to set into your skin. So then what I do is I go in and I line my eyes. Okay, this is Avon's. This is from Cathy Cat. It's great. See that tip? Can you see it? You get very precise. It's great. It's great. And I do have another video on how to apply liquid eyeliner. It's not as hard as you think. And I do like it because it doesn't pull on my skin. You know, you may not care about pulling on your skin when you're 20, but it adds up, and then you're going to have saggy eyelids when you're older. So alright, looks good. Now that does need to dry before you curl your lashes. So that's why I'm kind of doing in steps. Now, my brow ink has had a few minutes to set in, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in with my spoolie and just kind of spread it around. Trying to look more natural, I guess. But trying to even it out. Yeah, the brows are looking pretty good today. Okay. All right. So there you go. Okay. Then I'm going to go back in with concealer. Concealer is your friend. Concealer is your friend. Okay. So you can use whatever concealer you want. If you're going to want like a highlighter, you could use like a lighter one. Now a tip that I do, because again, this is my quick makeup session. I apply concealer all over my eyelid, and that gives you a look like you have eyeshadow on when you don't. And even if you're going to wear eyeshadow, you can use your concealer as a primer. And if you use it as a primer and you're going to set it, then it will give you a more flawless eyeshadow look, so that, and it won't crease. Okay, so I'm going to take just a little right now. Okay, so I just kind of put it like this, like all over, kind of messy right now. Okay, because I'm going to put this all over my lid. Then what I do, what I have going on, and that's Lola, the naughty girl who got my makeup. I go in and I draw underneath a line of how my brows should be. Okay, sometimes I have to fix the tail. I think today I did okay. But this is what I have going on. Now, I have been trying to make them a little bit thinner because it's kind of the thing right now, even though I'm not really all the way on that train. But, okay, so that's what I got going on. Then I'm going to just kind of pat it gently. You don't want to tug too much on your eyes. Okay. Just kind of spread it around. It's kind of, see how it's just kind of a nice color. Then I will take some powder. Sorry for the tapping again. I'm at the end of my powder. Put it on my little pad. Put it on my wrist. I don't have too much. Just kind of pat it around to set that in. All right. And that's going to give you kind of a look like you have eyeshadow without putting the eyeshadow on. So if you're somebody you don't know about eyeshadow, you don't know what color to wear, you might want to try this trick. Okay. All right, I'm looking pretty good so far. All right, now my eyeliner has dried. So what I'm going to do is take my eyelash curler and curl your lashes. You should always curl your lashes. And a pro tip, if you warm up the curler, just warm, not hot, just warm, it will give you a longer lasting curl. You can use a blow dryer, 5 seconds. I have a wall heater, so my heater's usually on in the morning, so I actually just go to the wall heater and heat it up, and it makes an amazing curl, so you really need to try that. So I'm going to curl my lashes. You know, some people do all these curls to their lashes, making them look all this. I just curl the bottom. You know, this is my everyday look. So I just go in the closest you can to the root without hurting yourself. And that's going to make you look more wide open. Okay? More awake. Like you have longer lashes. It's going to really be great. Okay. So this is my, and this is not a fancy eyelash curler. This is just from Avon. You can get them really inexpensive. Some people will go all out with their curlers, but I don't know. To me, a curler is a curler. I don't know. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Do you buy fancy eyelash curlers, or am I the only one with the cheap ones, huh? All right. So I'm going in. This is my favorite mascara, FMG Glimmer Supershock by Avon. And this is in black. And I just kind of get the wand around, just get kind of the formula warmed up, okay? And you see this? This is going to grab every lash. All right, so what you want to do when you're doing your lashes is you want to go to the bottom of your lashes. Do not just go to the top. You want to go to the bottom and then wiggle to get every lash. Okay? So you want to make sure to get the bottom. If you don't get the bottom, your lashes aren't going to look as full. So if you're having problems with that, maybe you're not getting as close to your lash as you should. Okay, and then I like kind of a winged look at the end. So I'll take a tip and just kind of get the end. But, okay, how's it looking? It's one coat. I always do 2 coats. Now, I don't normally do my bottom. If you want to do the bottom lash, you can. But I don't normally do the bottom. I like more of a false eyelash look. Okay, so I like it heavier on the top. I don't do the bottom. Some people will. Just do a little. Don't do a lot on the bottom. And some people will even do brown on the bottom because they want to accentuate their lashes, but they do want more of a false look. You know, if you have like blonde lashes, you might want to put some on just so, you know, people can see your lashes. But yeah, this is my favorite, the Supershock. Now, if you are finding that your mascara is coming out clumpy, then it might be time for a new mascara. Remember, you should replace your mascara every 3 to 6 months. Okay, otherwise you're going to risk an eye infection and it doesn't go on properly. Okay, so it's looking pretty good. Do I look awake yet? All right, so thank you for sticking with me so far. I have some brand new amazing products from Avon. They're not even out to the public yet, and I'm so excited to share them with you, so stay tuned. And if you like what you've seen so far, please subscribe. It really helps me out, and hit the like button. Avon has a brand new color line that I am in love with. It is called Go by Glimmer. All right, this is a cheek and lip product, so you can use it on your cheeks and on your lip at the same time. Wonderful. Okay, who doesn't like a dual purpose product? Now, this is kind of thick. Look at, it's thick. This is, let me get my glasses. I think this is Current Crush. No, this is Jam. This is Jam. All right, it's a beautiful color. Now, I have played around with different ways to put it on, but what I like to do is I take some, and honestly, a little goes a long way. I put it on my hand. See that pretty color? Okay, and it's buildable. So if you don't like that strong of a color, don't put as much on. Simple. All right. All right. I take my little pad here and I put it on my hand so that the product can warm up and be more pliable, okay? So I am just going to put a little on because I know this goes a long way, all right? Now, what I have found is just to pat. Just pat. Pat, pat, pat. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit more on for the other side. And I am just patting where I like it to go. And it is long lasting, so it does stay on all day, which is amazing. Okay, so this is what I have going on. Now I put a little bit extra on for the camera so you can really see the color, but I love the color. It's so pretty and just wakes you up. Now the extra that I have on my hand, I can just put on my lips, and this will stay on. And for those of you who like to match your lip and your blush, there you go. See, this will stay on all day. So even if I wanted to add a lipstick or something, you can put it on top. And then if that wears off, you have this color. Isn't that amazing? Okay, and lastly, you can't forget, you need your setting spray. So this is Avon setting spray. It's great. You don't need anything fancy or expensive really, but you want to put enough on. You put it over your eyes, over your lips, everywhere. And you just let it set in. Don't touch. It takes about 10 seconds to dry down. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got some tips and tricks, and let me know in the comments what you think and what you want to see in the future.